Hi! In this episode, we'll see how to create end-to-end tests with Capybara. So the most difficult thing in end-to-end testing is to prepare, interact and clean database between tests. Rails infrastructure makes it quite easy with such tools as Database Cleaner and RSpec. So it makes sense to use it for your end-to-end tests, especially if you work on hybrid application, which combines standard web application and only parts of it as a single-page applications. So let's set it up. Let's open gem file, and at the bottom here I'm going to create new group for development and test, and inside of it let's add RSpec Rails and gem Capybara. Also, as we going to test JavaScript application, we'll add Selenium driver. Let's save it, go to terminal and run bundle. Okay, I've got an error, so not a simple driver, but web driver. Let's save it and let's run bundle again. Okay, it is installed. So now let's initialize RSpec. So we do Rails generate RSpec install. That will create spec folder and spec helper. And now let's write our first feature. So let's go back to editor, and here in spec folder, let's create new one. We call it features. And the feature we're going to create is a navigation spec.rb. So first we need to require spec helper, and then let's describe the behavior that we want to test. So we describe navigation menu, and this is feature with JavaScript, so we need to provide JavaScript to true. And now let's create example. It changes active menu element depending on route. Okay, so first of all we visit homepage, and then we expect to find active element, and inside of it we want to find anchor tag and its text, and we expect it to equal home. Okay, then I want to click on link edges, and then I expect to find that active changed, and I find anchor with text, and this text should be equal edges. Okay, so let's save it. I also need to create folder, and let's save it. And now if we try to run this spec, we will fail, but still let's do this. So with spec feature navigation spec, you can see it uses Firefox, and it can get anywhere. And it happens because it tries to go to the local host to the port 3000 where Rails application is, but we want to test Angular application. So we need to have a little bit of modifications. So let's open spec helper, and inside of it, right here, we're going to set up Capybara app host. And we specify that we want it to be HTTP 127.0.0.1 port 9000. And another thing that we should specify is run server for Capybara to false, because basically we have two different applications. We have front-end application and we have backend application. When we test them together, we just run both services, and Capybara should not run server by itself. So now if we save it and go back to terminal, let's try it again. And now it works like charm. Excellent. So this is how we can test application with the help of Capybara instead of Protractor. So what to use is up to you. In this course, we'll use more Capybara approach. Okay, let's commit changes. RSpec and Capybara setup. Okay, so this way we can use Capybara and RSpec to test the whole stack, and that also will give us ability to manage our database quite easily. So thank you very much for your time, and see you in the next episode.